I found to be my own personal most useful stress management tool is what I call instant perspective. And I think of it as sort of the all-purpose cleaner when it comes to stress management, because it's like those all-purpose cleaners. You could use them in all types of situations. I've used instant perspective in situations where I'm frustrated, when I'm angry, when I'm embarrassed, anything situation where I'm stressing myself out. Now, the usefulness of instant perspective hit me when I was in my early 20s. And what happened was, there was a lady that I had a crush on. And when you think of situations where, whether it's, a youngster and you have a crush on somebody, or maybe it's as an adult and you're trying to impress somebody professionally, how instead of just being who we are, we try to amp it up so they're impressed by us, like us, etc. Well, that's what I'm doing. And whenever I would get together and talk with her, I would always sort of monitor, like, how am I coming across? Is she finding me interesting? Am I a big dummy? That sort of thing. Well, I remember this one visit. I was telling her my tale of woe. I had gone to graduate school to become a wildlife biologist. Go figure, here I am now. Discovered early on that was not the career I thought it was. So I'm telling her my tale of woe, my discovery about I don't really like this career that I thought I always wanted. And I wasn't sure if I was fascinating enough for her. And so I was really dialing up the drama level. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, bad idea. So as I'm telling about being on this roller coaster of emotions, the highs and the lows, then with this like full-on gusto and drama that only a 20-something can do, I say, well, what I meant to say was, every day I run the whole gamut of emotions. But instead, because I'd never heard somebody pronounce gamut, I'd only read it in books. Here's a tip. Let somebody else blaze the trail for you, pronouncing a word. Out of my mouth with full drama was, every day I run the whole gamut of emotions. And again, even though I'd never heard anybody pronounce it, I'm thinking, wow, doesn't sound too good. So as soon as I get home, and I'm not making this up, I run to my dictionary. Oh, gamut. Oh. Two things happen for about the next year. And think about how you do your own version of this. Number one, whenever I would get together with her, no matter what the topic, I found a way to slip in gamut. The other thing that I would do, and think about how you do this, we all do this, when I wasn't around her, I would just replay it over and over. It's kind of like, no, those kind of slow-mo things. And then if that's not bad enough, I would turn into like Stephen King, and I would make my own like horror film festival of her telling her friends about this moron who says whole gamut of, again, you know how we do that. We torment ourselves. So finally, I couldn't stand the suspense of whether my, quote, subtle approach was working with slipping the gamut in. So let's say a year goes by, and when I get together, I get up my courage, and I say, feels awkward to talk about this, but I still feel embarrassed. You know that time I said I ran the whole gamut of emotions? And of course, what'd she say? Exactly. What? What are you talking about? That took a while to sink in. Like, I am not the center of your universe? Oh, shocking. Oh. But then later I thought about it, it's like, look at what you did. You tormented yourself for a year over something that she has no memory of. How bright was that? But also, you tormented yourself for a year over something that now you laugh about. And so one of the ideas that I really like is that whole idea of misery is optional. And just pass on the misery. It's like if you ever go through a fast food place and they say, would you like fries with that? Whenever we go through a hard time, it's like the universe says, would you like misery with that? You say, no, I'll pass on the misery. And so one of the simple ways of passing on the misery is instant perspective. And how you do that is asking a really simple question. And I know you've used this question, which is this going to be a big deal a year from now? So if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling angst-ridden, if you're upset about something, ask yourself, is this going to be a big deal a year from now? And you think about it, for most things in life, they're not even going to be a big deal later on in the day. So why should I make myself miserable and, as part of that, pump not so healthy biochemicals throughout my body? So here's what I want to ask you to do. Just a minute, and I really want to ask you to be really focused when I ask you to come back. If you could definitely come back. I don't want to have to like shout, and we've got a lot that hopefully I want to share with you. For just 1 minute, to share with somebody, preferably somebody new, what kind of situation do you stress yourself out over that you could use instant perspective with? Okay? So we'll just do 1 minute, and then we'll come back together.